Hi, Jeremy, Carolyn for So Here's What Happened and Carolyn Toss podcast. You give an extremely impressive performance in this film. And one of the things that really impressed me is your physicality. Like before you talked about the exhaustion and dealing with the heat, and you mentioned the word contortion, which is actually what I want to talk about because French goes through a physical transformation as well as a psychological and emotional transformation. And the way you do it is like he begins with his shoulders very stooped and rounded and hunched in. And as he trains, and as he trains, he begins to open up. His chest opens up. You start to stand straighter. He has that confidence. It comes through in his voice. But there's a dichotomy in that because to me, the training that Marines and armed forces go through is psychological breaking. Like it breaks you down psychologically and emotionally. But the way how you change that and you make that into a physical transformation for French, a positive one where he's more self-affirmed. Can you talk about having that process and going through that process in 19 days and working with Elegance on how you just created the physical transformation of French? Because to me, that's the part that I just really latched on to in your performance.
Thank you. And thank you for saying that because a lot of the time, and this is just the way of making movies, you're shooting out of order. You know what I mean? So you're trying to track story points. You're trying to just to get through your day. But that was a lot of the work that I wanted to do. And I knew that I could do for myself before getting in a room with Elegance was just trying to understand what the body was saying. Because I think sometimes that is everything. It's like, can you walk in a room and can I somehow create my version of what you may be going through, where you may be coming or where you may be going? And I think those are always interesting ways to learn about a character. So I began to just do that, and every opportunity, finding a way to, how is he talking? How is he showing? How is he contorting himself to feel safe in this space? And that's only because I've done that. We all have done it. When you're in a space of a bunch of white folk, you maybe talk a little bit different, and the T's start to get real TTTs, and the R's, you know what I mean? It's like you're doing this thing to feel safe, to feel amongst, I'm with y'all, are y'all with me? And then we know when we're with the fam and we're at the cookout, it's a whole different energy. You start to sit back, you in the pocket. And I wanted to see that evolution of French, of like, when does he start to feel comfortable? When does his feminine side start to appear and him not care? When does he stand truth in his strength and his masculinity of knowing I am powerful as well? And I thought all of those things would help inform and kind of create this arc of, like you said, the emotional, psychological journey and of what he goes through, and how ultimately, I don't think it's a story about this person that wasn't equipped with these things. He always had it within. It was about him becoming aware and awakened by it and then stepping firmly in it. So the French that we see at the top, meeting his mother, Gabrielle Union, is very different than the French we see at graduation. Still with the same belief of boot camp didn't make me straight. And when you're ready, I'll be here. You know what I mean? And I think to be able to see him get to that evolved version is what makes this story, a hero journey of someone finding self-love and self-confidence and knowing what they're willing to tolerate. And again, just taking those steps of freedom, and freedom is stepping in your purpose. And I think in that we've been able to see such amazing things happen for Elegance,